stick in the mud. So, all right, let's move it along here to training camp practice earlier today. Let's start with the injury update here. Returning to practice, defensive lineman Lucas Van Ness, who had the sore back. Kenny Clark, defensive lineman, sore back. I don't know if you guys heard, but Matt LaFleur said something about it must have been those beds they had to sleep in, I guess at the hotel while they were in Indy. I don't know if he was joking or not. Some people were taking it serious. They had several people that complained about their back hurting. I don't know. Tim, did you hear any scuttlebutt about that at camp?
No, but that's crazy, right?
Everybody
remember the old baseball team stories where you pull the fire alarm in the hotel, right before the game, or I don't know. Did the Colts work with the local hotel and bring old beds into the hotel right before the Packers checked in or something? Like that is kind of unnerving, right? Maybe they got to bring their own little rollers, foam rollout when they're on the road because if you're going to hurt your back, I'd hope it's playing this game and not sleeping in a hotel bed. Oh my goodness.
Right. Yeah, definitely. Drew, I'm sorry, man. I missed this super chat while we were on the topic. I apologize, buddy. Let's hit it real quick. If the Packers did make an offer, what is your best guess on what that offer is for Parsons? I was trying to figure that out, Drew. I was trying to figure that out myself, and I don't know, man. Because I don't know if Goody would give a first, just based off of precedent, right? When was the last time he traded a first-round pick for somebody? Never happened, right?
Yep.
So this would be this is a type of player that you give a first-round pick for. Maybe it would just be a first-round pick if that were the case, right? That would be – I think that would be his best offer. What do you guys think? You got anything to add to that?
One first round, maybe a third or something like that, and kind of move on. I think that he would be willing to do something like that. But at that price, they're not even. Let's tag him and keep moving.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree. All right. Thank you for the super chat, Drew. Sorry to hit it there a little late, buddy. Appreciate you. All right. So did not participate. Aaron Banks, back injury. Jacob Monk, hamstring. Savion Williams, Marshawn Lloyd also had the hamstring injuries. Baron Sorrell with the knee. Omar Brown with the chest. He's still in the hospital, which, by the way, thoughts and prayers still up.
Man.
Omar Brown, man, that sounded like a serious deal. Tim, they said something about, if I heard correctly, he heard it on a special teams play, and then he played like another 10 to 12 snaps after. Essentially, if they're putting an oxygen mask on him as they were taking, as he was going to the hospital, I imagine that lung probably deflated, right? Probably what happened.
Over time, probably, if he continued to play. But, hey, that's got to respect it, right? But you also, want a guy to be safe out there, too. And if you've got potential life-threatening, injury, you got to get off the field and get that treated right away. We saw that with the Randall Cobb, the infamous Mike Pack game. He's mic'd up, takes a shot to the ribs, ends up spitting up blood, plays a couple more plays, and then, hey, man, got to get you off the field.
That's what it was. I think Matt was saying played 12 minutes of game time. That's a long – the script said that is a long time to be playing with something like that.
Yeah.
Well, it tells you a little bit about who Omar Brown is as a football player right there and there. So, yeah, hopefully he's doing okay. And
we have a couple dudes like that. Musgrave played with
lacerated kidney. You got Tucker Kraft who will run through a wall. We
have a team full of guys.
Hard-nosed guys on this team for sure.
Yeah. All right. Zane Anderson, knee. Xavier McKinney, calf. Jaden Reed with foot. Dontavion Wicks with the calf. However, Wildy did say on his show that he had his helmet out there with him, which is a good sign like he's taking the next step. Like they're getting closer for Dontavion Wicks. That's great news. Was that Dontavion Wicks or maybe that was Xavier McKinney? I may be getting those mixed up. You guys double check.
I did not see McKinney I saw McKinney running with his helmet on, but then I saw mostly just him rehab running, red line running and stuff like that. So, but that's only what I saw. So I'm not sure.
And you guys do your own research there. I may have gotten those mixed up. It was either McKinney or Wicks had his helmet out there with him. So, and again, that's just a sign that, hey, they're kind of taking that next step. Like if they're out there running around with their helmet and all that, then it's the next step is to get right back into the drills, obviously. So cornerback Nate Hobbs with the knee. Now let's go back to Baron Sorrell. We got pretty good news there. I don't have an actual tweet, but I want to give a shout out to Carlos Silva, who messaged me earlier. Actually, I could probably pull this up. He messaged me this video, and I want to hit it real quick, and then we'll follow up with that injury report.
Shout out to Carlos. He hit me up on X too when like early this morning. He's like, "You see LVN out there?" He needed a confirmation right away that LVN was out getting work. That was awesome.
Yeah. So here you go. This is Baron Sorrell with the shout out to Cameron Azir. I hope I'm saying that right. Give him a follow over on X. Baron Sorrell with a sleeve on his left leg after suffering a knee injury against the Colts. Matt LaFleur said the rookie will miss some time. Sorrell electing to not ride a bike, but still took plenty of time to sign autographs, which is absolutely awesome. I want to say there was some rumors going around like he's probably not going to start on IR, which would make you think he should be good to go sooner than week 4. So, Emilio, that's great news there because I'm telling you, that kid right there, I say kid, that looks like a grown-ass man, but that dude, he was really flashing in camp and in that first preseason game, man.
Exciting to watch, man. A young talent coming out of Texas. I think that, having just as many options as we can on the D-line so that we can keep that rotation, keep everybody fresh. I mean, it's going to be a long season. You already see that. You already see one going down, a freak thing, it's kind of just happened, and you got to make the team. You got to play special teams. All these things have to happen. So it's just tough that it happened to a guy like that. But, yeah, I'm glad that he's there. I'm glad that he's walking on it. That's good. Everything like that. He's not on crutches. If you don't want to ride the bike, fine. It's probably real tight with the kid's bike and everything. I get it. But, I'm glad that he's there and still in good shape. But, yeah, as long as he doesn't have to use up those 4 weeks of IR and then, a week or two after, I'm glad that he'd be here by week 2, hopefully.
What do you think, Tim? You got any kind of beat on that at all, man? Do you feel like he's not going to not going to start the season on IR? You feel pretty comfortable saying that, or do you think there's still a chance of that, man? What do you think?
I think based on what we've all seen so far at this point through camp from him, that would be the ideal plan, right? I think everybody probably wants that to be how this unfolds, and take a minute to like take a deep breath. We were saying that when we watched the film, doing a little chalk talk. And it looked worse than it was. Thank goodness. We were praying for that. This is a guy with no ceiling or a very high ceiling. So I think that's the goal, is to not have him start the season on IR. But we'll see. What do I know, right? I'm not a GM or a head coach, so just speculating. But I think that's the game plan with him, because from what we've seen on tape with him, he's certainly a little raw, but extremely talented. We got to have him on the field.
Yeah.
Definitely. All right, and then on the pup, of course, you got wide receiver Christian Watson, defensive end Colin Oliver, and offensive lineman John Williams. So that's your injury update. And Wes Heikowitz doing a great job at the beginning of every practice, just running that information down. That's why Wes Heikowitz is the GOAT for sure. All right, so let's move on to practice. And I thought this was hilarious. I seen this tweet come through, and I'm like, what in the – is this some kind of joke? And then here in a minute, I'll show you a video to confirm it was not. As Wes Heikowitz tweeted out, linebacker Christian Welch on Brandon McManus showing up as a side judge at today's practice. Quote, they called a pass interference. We were like, oh, come on. That was not. I looked over at the ref, and I'm like, what the heck? I kind of stood there, and Isaiah Simmons was like, that's McManus. I'm like, oh, my gosh, it is. So I read that and was like, what the hell is going on? What are they talking about? Well, lo and behold, Matt Schneidman throws this tweet out here. And this is why I really like the way this team is looking right now. And they seem pretty comfortable. Look at this guy right here. And Tim, I got you a new one here, Tim. Look at this. That one's ready to go. So,
man. Killer. Love it.
All right. So, again, they look over and they see this cat on the sideline, right? And he's literally was playing side judge.
That is awesome.
What are you
Look at the
talking
flag.
about? That's my job.
Perfect.
So some people are going, what the hell? What does it matter? Like, this is good, guys. Like, this is team kind of bring it down a little bit. You know what I mean? Let's have a little fun. Let's kind of – he's just so good for this team, man. You know
absolutely. I mean? Absolutely. We always talk about how intense it is, at practice, and these guys are going hard, screaming at each other, trying to motivate each other, pick each other up. But then you got to have guys that'll, lighten the mood too. You got to have that balance. You got to have fun out there. You're blessed to be a grown man playing a young man's game, a kid's game, basically. You get paid to play a sport, and you got to take time to not take yourself too seriously. You see that with McManus here. I got to just tip my cap to that kind of behavior. I love it. We had one with Warren Brinson today too. I didn't get any photos or video of it, but we had Daniel Whelan booming some punts, and one of the last punts he sent down the field, the D-line group was kind of walking up sideline there, the opposite direction, and Warren Brinson turned around and waved for a fair catch, and he caught this punt from Brandon McManus. Oh my goodness, it was incredible. I'm sorry, Wheeland punt. So this was like a 50-yard plus punt.
Bomb. Yeah.
And, Warren Brinson's got them hands. So if we need some help in the return game, we might have to keep behind.
Could you imagine heavy package?
Yeah. I don't know who cheered louder, the crowd or his teammates, but it was one of those moments where it kind of broke the tension a little bit in between drills, and exactly what you're talking about, Clayton. Right? You gotta love that type of stuff in your locker room for sure.
Got to lighten the mood a little bit, man. You got to. And yeah.
Do you imagine some of the coaches seeing him too? Like Matt LaFleur doesn't tell him, but then they look down the sideline. Ref, come on. Wait, is that a double take?
Yeah. Christian Welch describing it as absolutely perfect. Like, the heck